Well, hello and good evening, everyone. Fesker Magaив. Hope you're all keeping well. And here we are on volume 5 of my Psalm singing, Gaelic Psalm singing workshops. Sorry about the camera, it just doesn't seem to be playing ball tonight at all. It seems to be a wee bit out of focus. Not sure how to actually. Yeah, anyway. So, what I want to do tonight really is, let me first of all see who's here. I'm going to try something. I'm going to see if this chat thing will work or not. Here we are. Andrew, evening. Maggie, McKinnon, there you are. Thanks for joining us. Okay, let me get rid of this. Eskerma. Right, what I'm wanting to do this evening really is to do almost like a Q&A because we've spent the last 4 weeks working on 2 tunes, 2 psalms, Martyrdom and Kilmarnock. So I'm really wanting to find out from yourselves what you want me to actually do next. Because I recognize that there are people that are just beginners that maybe have never really heard Gaelic Psalm singing, but there are others that probably know quite a fair bit about it. So what was just going through my mind, and it'll be entirely up to yourselves, what we could do really in the future is have 3 different classes. One for the very basics, people that have never done it before, and we could just really go back to basics. The second one for people that may be intermediate, that know maybe a wee bit about it and want to improve, learn some new tunes. And then thirdly, the more advanced ones who are wanting to learn how to present and really learn quite a lot of different tunes. So it's really up to yourselves. I'm happy to end up, I don't want to end up just chunting on every week and be over people's heads or maybe be too basic for some people. So what I wanted to do for this evening, if anyone has any questions about what I've done so far, anything that you're not sure about, because we've really been focusing on Martyrdom and Kilmarnock, and in the future weeks we could maybe start working on some new tunes or wait until we've actually covered both these tunes. We haven't even looked at the presenting line, and I'm hoping next week to maybe take someone in so that we can have maybe more of a live setup where someone can hear someone else's, the way that they end up singing Martyrdom and Kilmarnock. So if anyone's got any questions at all, feel free to send them through. So far I'm just seeing just 2 people here. There's Andrew and there's Maggie, but there's 40 odd people listening in. So if anyone's got any questions at all, if all of you have been here over the last while, or maybe there are some that are brand new, and this is maybe your first time here. Lynn, Claude, Feskerma, and you can let me know what you actually want to do. I can cover old ground on this, go back to the tune again. I think the thing that a lot of people are still trying to sort of figure out is how you go from the actual tune or the basic tune. The basic tune, as you have them in the Scottish Psalmody, you know, where you have them in a book like this, where you've got either the music or the solfa set there for the basic tune, and how we go from that to adding all the grace notes to it. Adam, evening. Adam Hannah, hello from Canada. Welcome to you. It's great how we're able to link up all over the place. Can you put up the words when we are singing along at home? Yeah, absolutely. If some people find it easy to actually put the words up, what I'm trying to actually do with the words is to actually show you as the presenting is going on. So let's look, for example, right there's, so we can put the music up or we can put the words up. I think really at this stage maybe the words. If anyone wants me to actually put the the music up, I can do that. But let's say, for example, let's go and set it up so that we've got someone or a group singing it. And then what I'll do is I'll try and follow the words as the singing is going on. So let's say martyrdom. Let's see which one is it. The first two lines sung together, presenter. And the congregation repeats, much slower. Presenter. Presenter, line 1. Congregation repeat. Center. Presenter. Okay, so what you had there was me following the words and the presenter. First two lines sung together as a congregation. Tune established by the presenter and the congregation. First two lines, and then from the third line onwards, presenter, repeat by congregation, carrying on. So we just did 2 verses there. We could carry on for 4 verses. Usually 4 verses are sung at the start of a Gaelic service, and then the second psalm is usually 3 verses, and the last one of the service is usually 2. But it can vary. It really depends. So the other way to do it is to actually show, as the singing is going on, placing the actual notes so that people can work out where the actual note itself is. For example, we've got martyrdom, the melody of it. Okay, so that's the first bit. Da, 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 da. Okay. Gian troc doro magia nangras. Gian troc doro magia nangras. Okay, now let me play that tune again the way we were doing it with the main congregation, and we can follow it. Okay, now let's see if I can actually manage to do this. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm just going to play the signpost notes of it while it's being sung. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a good... Yeah, because it's in C, right. See, let me know if this is actually balanced out so you can hear where the notes are within the singing of the psalm. Okay, so do you notice there that what I was doing was I was playing the basic notes of the melody, and then round about it we had all the grace notes surrounding it. Okay, so what we've got then is we can go back now. So that's the melody. So what I want to really find out from you is, are you all happy now with the basic tune? Because you need to really know the basic tune. Da, da. So if we're in this key, da, 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 or Gian troc dorom agianangras. But then that then in Gaelic becomes Gian troc dorom agianangras. So it goes from... So it's Gian troc dorom agianangras. So the amount of grace notes that's added is all dependent on the person himself. Some people might not put many grace notes in. Other people might put a lot. So you could do... Some people might go Gian troc dorom agianangras. Whereas someone else could go Gian troc dorom Okay, so that's the two. So the basic tune. Slowed right down. Slowed down even further. And then we take it so slow that there's a natural inclination in everyone to add some grace notes, and as I said, some more than others. It just depends on how you actually feel, and that, I think, is what makes it so unique. Every single person is going to feel these grace notes different from whoever's sitting beside them in church, and you're going at different rates. You're going at a different, it's going so slow that people are adding all these grace notes that are clashing with each other. But overall, the sound is what makes it so special. So it's difficult, I think, for someone individually like I am doing just now. But it's the only way that you're going to learn it. I mean, short of doing what I did, and I was being brought up with it and being part of, almost like learning a language, being taken to church when I was 4 years of age, absorbing the whole thing, and just almost instinctively learning how to actually do it. A lot by listening to other people. So what you would really do is, as you were learning, let's say, a tune like Martyrdom, you would hear other people doing it. You would hear other people singing it in family worship, and they might be a bit faster or slower. And then that's even without going into the different types of presenters or the different presenters that you would have. So the presenting line, let me just maybe speak a wee bit about the presenting on this. The presenting line usually doesn't vary a lot in pitches. So we would go Okay, now that's the way that the presenting line comes to me, just because I've developed it into my own style over years, probably influenced by listening to other presenters and learning things that I liked from some presenters, and then eventually what you'll do is you develop your own style. So hopefully next week what I'll be doing is I'll be taking someone in so that they can show how they would present. So that's a presenting line. That's this line here. Other people could go very simply. It's so embedded in my head stylistically that it's very difficult for me to actually change the grace notes that I'm so used to doing. It just always comes naturally to me. Now, that raises another thing. And one of the reasons why you really need to have the tune pretty much embedded in your head. And that is that after the presenter sings the third line, you have got to remember what the third line melody of the tune is. And for some people, it's quite difficult. You've got to be at it for quite a while before you actually realize or learn it. So when we come to this line here, okay, now if I was just going to sing that, and left you on your own, how would you sing the repeat? Okay, because you're finishing off, because I know this tune so well, I know that you're actually going to a high note. And then presenter. Same thing again. What's the melody on line 3? Without looking at it. And some people that can't read music, they've got to just do it from memory. So, what actually happens, or what did happen, is that if you went into church and you didn't really know this tune and you're just learning it, you obviously listen to other people, you sing along as best you can, and you're being carried by the support of the other people in the congregation. And then eventually, once you actually get confident, you'll be able to sing it because you know what the main signpost notes are. You can let me know what you feel about adults needing to know the tune. Because other people that are maybe more musical or maybe don't even read music, they might actually be able to learn the whole line with all the grace notes and everything. Other people, what they have to do is they have to know what the notes are. Da, da, so da, 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 da. Now, learning that. Now, what people have great difficulty in is saying, how does that go from that to Gian? Let me get the pitch. Giantro. Let me see if I can actually just maybe point where all these notes that are in the basic melody come. Okay, so what we've got is Giantro kedara angras. Okay, so anyone got any questions? Anything that they feel as if I could help them with? Because it's so easy for me to sit back here and just go over it, but I realize that for some people it's very, very hard. And there are some people that just are not able to actually pick it up. Other people are able to pick it up very easily. So just learning the basic tune is not going to mean that you're going to learn how to do Gaelic Psalm Singing. You've got to be able to do the two things. But I'm interested in finding out from you whether learning the basic tune is helpful to you as adults. Because having taught around the schools, and I've mentioned this before when I was teaching the children, going around when I was teaching Gaelic medium classes with primary classes, the children were actually able and found it much, much easier for me to do the whole line. So in other words, instead of teaching them da 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 da, they found it. Their ears were able to pick da 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 The downside of that, of course, is that they would be copying exactly what I was singing to them. What I'm really wanting to find out, and I don't really know at the moment how best to actually do this, because we're separated by being online, is what it would sound like with a lot of us actually doing it together. So Nolan is saying, I do find it very helpful to hear the underlying tunes slowed down. Yeah, that's what I actually think myself. The vast majority of people will find it easier to do that. So you learn the tune, you slow it completely down. Davine is saying, I know the basic tunes from our singing in the Free Church English language, so have the security of the melody to add my grace notes to the Gaelic. Don't know if others need that too. Yeah, I mean, I think you really need to know the basic tunes as adults. And maybe some people will find it easier. I mean, I'm interested, Davine, to find out from you. Have you actually started adding grace notes to the basic melody? And if you have, I would love to hear someone send me themselves singing to it. What we can do, if you wanted to, I could actually sing it live, and then you could, at the same time as I'm singing it live, you could record yourself singing on a phone exactly when I'm doing it. Or maybe better than that, what I should maybe do is do an actual recording of it, so that next week maybe I can bring an actual recording of myself doing it, so that what I'll do is I'll play that the same way as, let's say for example, this. Now that's an alternative. Now, I've just had a thought. Let us try that. I'm going to play Martyrdom, the recording that I have of it. And I want some of you to be prepared, get hold of your phones. And while I'm actually doing it, I'll sing along with it at the same time, okay? But I want you all, those of you who can do it, to actually sing it. And then record it at the same time as it's coming out live. I know there's going to be a delay, but a few people have actually thought that because Gaelic Psalm Singing is going so slow, that it might not be a problem, because latency is a problem if you're keeping to a beat. I mean, you can't do it with two musicians because the timing is going to be out. But it'd be really interesting to find out what it would be like. Now, what we can do is, if I play here, maybe just the first verse of Martyrdom, or no, let me actually do two verses of it. And those of you who can sing the words, sing along and the tune. Those of you who aren't really confident in Gaelic, just la it, or just hum it, or do whatever. Because I'm really interested in finding out how all the different grace notes that you're going to add to it. So what you can do then is send it to me, just send it to me from your phone as a MP3 or whatever. I can then take all of you, whoever is going to do it, put it into my music software and see what it sounds like. An online Gaelic psalm singing. It might not work. I don't know if it will. But let's try it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to... are you hearing this okay? First of all, let me play it. And let me know if you're hearing it fine. You can turn it up in volume. Does that sound okay to you? Is that volume okay? Are you hearing that volume? Let me just take this off so that there's no echo coming through it. Okay, let's try it, and I'll sing along with you. And see if you can record it. Okay, are you all ready? We've got nearly 60 in here now. Okay, now this is going to be really interesting. And if this works, this is going to be huge, because it means that we'll be able to start forming a Gaelic psalmody group online. And I could actually start building it up, and it would be unique to ourselves. And every single week we would do this, it would sound different. That's what makes Gaelic Psalm Singing so unique. Everyone, there might be few people added to it, and we would start building it up. Okay. Andrew, don't think I can watch and record at the same time. You don't need to watch, Andrew. You can just listen. Okay, because I'm just going to do the recording of it. And I'm going to sing along with you. So are we ready? Let's try this. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that was a dummy run. Okay, are you all ready now? Let's do it one more time, exactly the same thing. Okay, I'm getting feedback on this because I'm getting on my monitor just to listen to me, but it's not really important for me to do it. I can do it anyway. I think what I'll do is I'll let you just sing it. I'll get rid of that and I'll be singing it alongside you. In fact, let me put my headphones on. I'll be able to hear it. Okay then. Are we ready? Same thing again. Let me get the words up. Okay, here we go. Where's my... Okay, I've lost my wee thing. But anyway, I'll leave the words up. So here we go. Okay, now, who managed to do something? Sorry about all the technical, shouldn't have said, listening and singing my heart out. I miss doing this during the pandemic. Annabelle, yes, indeed. And I'm trying something different that's really never been done before. So I'm sure there'll be loads of technical, I mean, when I listen back to this, it might just sound terrible. So I'm relying on yourselves to let me know what it sounds like. Have you actually heard that psalm? And if it works with one psalm, it'll work with all psalms. So I think probably for tonight, I think it'd be really, Emily saying, I shouldn't pick on rough. Was it what was coming across that was rough, or was it you singing that was rough? Not sure what I thought. Well, listen, what I'm happy to do, and you can send me yourselves your efforts of singing, and I will not make it public to anyone, believe you me, because when people are singing on their own, Gaelic Psalm singing doesn't sound that great. It's when everyone is singing together, and once you start putting all the voices together, that's when the magic, well, it's not magic, but you know what I mean. That's when it happens. It's when all the voices start working together. And I would be really interested in hearing, just by you singing on what was recorded, or the recording that I've got here, how you were able to actually sing that on your phone or do a rough recording on it. Send it, I mean, even a small bit, it doesn't really matter, because what I can actually do is I can slot it in and we can just start layering all the various singers one on top of the other. Because we've got 61 people watching at the moment. Okay, now if 30 of you actually would send yourselves singing, and I'm not talking about all great singers, I'm talking about just doing it. Sending it through to me, because that is the way that you're going to learn how to do it. That's the way we learned it. It didn't come all of a sudden. It's completely different from being in a choir, where you've got a part, you know, you can learn the notes, and you've got a conductor, and you know exactly what you're doing. With this, it's trial and error. You've got to do it, and sometimes you think, oh, this sounds terrible, but it doesn't. Everyone is able to do it. It's not just people that think that they haven't really got good voice, or people that think, oh, my voice is just terrible. This is open for everyone, and that's what makes it special. There's room for every single person in Gaelic Psalm singing. And in fact, the more the merrier, and it adds to what it actually is. So I think we'll call it a night at that. I'm wanting to keep these workshops to about half an hour or so that I don't tire you out. And as we go along, I'm hoping to keep this going. The suggestion that I came up with earlier on of maybe having different workshops for learners, people that are new to it, people that want to maybe they know a couple of tunes and they wanted to learn some more tunes. They want to maybe have a wee bash at doing presenting, because that's the other thing that we could actually do. What we could do on the recording is we could have someone actually presenting a line. And then we would slot that presenting line in there as well. So there's loads of stuff. Yeah, Maggie, it is. It's just with the presenting, you just sing along to what the congregation would be singing. The presenting thing, that's something that we would add later on. if people, for example, would be keen on learning how to present a line, then what we would do is we could leave a gap there and well, you have to have a guide anyway, but it would mean someone actually singing along with the existing presenter and putting their own particular style on the presenting line. But I think the presenting is maybe a wee bit down the road for quite a few people. The main thing and the important thing for me is the actual congregation, because congregational singing is Gaelic psalm singing. The presenter needs to have great Gaelic, he needs to be very clear in his Gaelic, but it's open to his style. It's very much an improvised thing that the presenter does. And each presenter, especially from my youth, you could identify who the presenter was on certain tunes just by them hearing them singing, and they had their own style. So I think we'll call it a night at that. Hope you managed to get something out of it. And I'm happy to carry on doing this for as long as people want me to do it. I'm passionate about Gaelic psalm singing. It's just something that I think is so special. And I'm especially thankful that there are people here that have just newly maybe listened to it for the first time and would love to learn it. So I don't want the Gaelic language to be a barrier. You will learn the Gaelic, no problem. I mean, the learning of the Gaelic is not going to be an issue. It has to be Gaelic. It's not an English style. It doesn't suit the English at all. It's a Gaelic sound nose singing style. And we have to keep remembering that eventually the outcome has to be in Gaelic. Hope to see you again soon. Stay safe, and as we go along, I'll be learning a bit more technical how to use this. It's a learning process for myself as well, and very strange being on my own here. But thank you all so much for the privilege of coming into your homes and bringing our precious Gaelic psalm singing to you. And we'll see you again next week, God willing, next Tuesday at the same time. Chula Bianach.